Hey, 520. Welcome to the start of week 4. Just wanted to spend a few minutes here on Sunday night and talk through what's coming up this next week. But real quick, I'll talk about week 3. Week 3 was a really good week with discussion posts, and your assignments were great. I know some people are still trying to figure out exactly how to submit and do all that kind of good stuff, but really the content you guys are pushing out to me is great. Your assignment's great, and I look forward to getting to your collaborative slides. I've taught this course a couple times, and it's one of my favorite assignments in all the courses I've taught. And so I'm excited to get to those and see what kind of ideas you guys have. And I know, it's a little bit interesting that, when you submit a paper, you do it one way, but with collaborative slides, really it's just putting that link in there and make sure the share settings are on. But we got that all figured out. So wanted to jump into week 4 with a quote from a great movie that is kind of a little hidden gem from the Disney, I believe it's Disney, not Pixar, one of the two. Anyway, it's Ratatouille. If you focus on what you've left behind, you will never be able to see what lies ahead. And I really do think that's a great quote. And for some of you guys, what you've left behind is sleep. I know if you're like me, when I did my master's online, there was a lot of nights where I was up much later than I wanted to be. But it was for a short time, and it was definitely the goal is worth pressing on towards. So good job, and keep fighting that fight. So really, this is the halfway point for the class. As you can see over here, after next week, we have a break for Thanksgiving week, and then we jump back in and finish up with 3 weeks to finish the class. So keep posting, keep those assignments coming in on time, and I definitely appreciate that. So this week, the assignment is for the essential question, which then pulls into your unit plan for Chapter 6, and then your assessment plan for Chapter 8. And so they're all around lesson design. And so make sure you're being consistent with your work, and also any feedback I give you, take into consideration for that next work. And so each assignment has direction sheets. They're a Google Doc, and and then next week is also when the library orientation is due. I'm sorry, I say week 5, but it is this week, so I will definitely change that. And so this week we're looking, our content goes over curriculum and relationships, 21st century design, and unit plans, and that essential question. So if I pop over to week 4, chapter 6 in the text, and then you have this website, What Makes a Question Essential, which I have open right here. And so you can see it goes through what is an essential question, what is not an essential question. And it's a lengthy scroll down when you're looking at websites, but it's not all text, right? There's some columns and going back and forth. So make sure you give yourself, I would say 35 to 45 minutes to kind of go through this site to really kind of digest some of that information. That's about how long it took me to get through there. The discussion board question, there's just one this week. And so the big question is, why do I need to know about curriculum frameworks to which I do not subscribe, or even about which I disagree? And so this week, that is your task. Provide a well-supported response that would encourage educators to research and understand a variety of modern and postmodern curriculum frameworks, and explain how this can strengthen one personal philosophy of curriculum design. So it sounds like a mouthful, but really kind of talking through the different types of curriculum framework, which ones you don't agree with, and why, and then also why would that be beneficial to kind of dig into some of those and find out more about them. And so that's your discussion question. Your assignment for this week, and I said up here that your library is due week 5, and then I said it was a mistake. It's not. It is due week 5. That's not a mistake. But what is happening is your library orientation is tomorrow night. So make sure, I don't want to confuse you, even though I was confused myself. This week, your assignment is your essential question, which we'll get into in a sec. But your library orientation is due week 5, as you can see right here. But your actual orientation is tomorrow night. So I hope you planned appropriately for that. And if I scroll way down here, Between weeks 1 and week 2, I did post all that information. So tomorrow between 7 and 7:45 Pacific time, you have to go on through this Adobe Connect and have your library orientation. And you go through here, and this post right here will give you all that information that you need. So there's all that good information there for you. In classes past, I've had a student or two that they didn't make it, and so you have to connect with the librarian to make sure you get all the information you need there. So that's why don't want to confuse you, but the assignment is due next week, but tomorrow, the 5th, is your orientation. So your assignment for this week, it doesn't seem like a big one, but it really is important moving forward. It's your essential question. So backward design encourages a planning approach that is directly linked to learning outcomes, and we refer to these as essential questions. Sometimes you can say learning goals or learning objectives. Some schools use essential questions. So what you're going to do is you're going to create an essential question that you're going to use for week 6 and week 8 assignments to build a unit plan and an assessment plan. And so it does help to jump into assignment 6 is this backward plan design. You may want to look at this because you're going to have to use your essential question to build onto that. And then also here is the rubric for that backward design unit plan, which once again, I'm just repeating myself, that essential question really kicks all that off. And so here is the assignment is to submit 3 to 5 essential questions that you plan to use as the catalyst for your backward design unit plan due in week 6. And they can change a little bit, especially based off of whatever feedback I give you, but that's, you need to start on that, is submitting those 3 questions. And then once again, just looking ahead, the backward designs is in week 6, and then in week 8, your assessment plan for that. But really the next look ahead is the library assignment, and that is due in week 5, but your orientation, I can't say enough, is due tomorrow is your live orientation. If you scroll all the way down, once again, I know I'm kind of scrolling around a lot here, but this post right here from Tuesday the 16th will tell you all the information you need, and I'm actually going to resend that out to you guys. So that is week 4. If you have any questions, don't forget, you can always email me, you can call me, you can text me, you can Vox me, you can direct message me. Any way you need to get a hold of me, make sure you do, because I want to make sure you have the information you need to have a great week and a successful class. Here's to a great week 4.